Good morning, all. It's Ryan, and I just have an actual serious conversation to have today. All jokes aside, and all my bubbly personality aside, today is National Suicide Prevention Day. And for those of you that know me, my brother was affected by suicide. We don't know if it was intentional or intentional. We believe that it was unintentional. We think it was a unintentional drug overdose, but by any means, it was still suicide, and he's no longer with us. So I was watching the news this morning, and they were talking about just taking 40 seconds out of your day, pausing, and thinking about those. Each and every one of you that read or watch this video could take 40 seconds out of your day, just 40 seconds, and give somebody a hug that you know that is struggling. Maybe even talk to one of the person or persons that may be involved in one of the reasons why they are contemplating suicide. All it takes is a group of people, and I know that sounds like a lot for me, to stand up for something. This is a serious topic, and it's a tough topic to get into because we all don't know exactly what a person is feeling at the time of suicide. I'll go into a little bit more about my brother. My brother's name was Lee. He was 33 years old when he passed away. He died on March 2nd, 2014. He was married, and his husband found him in bed that morning. And so it's been a tough thing for my family to accept. There's a lot of unanswered questions. My family and Lee's in-law family were not the closest, and my mother was left with some concerns that were unanswered, and to this day she is living with the fact that she'll never know the answers to these questions, and that breaks my heart. Because my brother was married, my mom lost all rights as a parent to see her son for the last time, to say her goodbyes at the coroner's office or even the crematorium before he was cremated. Um, yeah. Anyhow, Lee was very, 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 very funny, very outgoing. He got bullied a lot in public school and in high school because he was very flamboyant. Um, it seemed like he didn't care or didn't have a care that the comments and the bullying affected him, but in reality, it did, and he became very introverted, very quiet, very alone, quite fast. He had one really good friend, and I will mention him. I will not say his last name, but his name was David, and they seemed to be inseparable for the longest time. They were very, very close. But I got to the point where Lee would even stop talking to David, and Lee wouldn't leave the house. I know that there were some prescription drugs involved. He was also doing methamphetamine, and I think the combination of everything that he was doing, just his heart wasn't strong enough to take it. So he passed, and we all miss him. And I can't really think about it even more because him and I were really close. We had our ups and downs, but what relationship with a sibling doesn't have that? But for the most part, we had our ups. I was really close with him, only due I think because we were both gay, we had a lot more in common than we thought. My poor mother, right? 2 gay sons. Uh-oh. Anyhow, um, yeah, we all miss Lee. I wish, like, spoke to him the Thursday. It was a Sunday that he passed. I spoke to him on the Thursday prior. And, I could hear in his voice that there was something wrong. And, I said, Lee, I'm here for you. If you ever need to talk, just give me a call. And he said he was fine and that there was nothing wrong. So I assumed everything was okay. But, for those that are deep in depression, we don't know, like, what they're going through. We can't assume. All we can do is offer our advice, right? So as I was saying, this 40 seconds of silence for those that have suffered from suicide, I think we should all take that 40 seconds or longer and speak to somebody in pain, deep, deep, deep pain. Because if it just takes that one person, to save a life, then I think the world would be a better place, and help spread awareness about such a devastating thing. Because again, I was watching the news, and one suicide happens every 4 seconds in the world. 4 seconds, everybody is committing suicide, and that's not that's not good. That's not a healthy statistic to have in the world. There are resources out there, and I think a lot of the cases may be that these people that are contemplating suicide, they're ashamed, or they don't know that the resources are out there. They may be embarrassed. So I think us as a society, it is our job and our duty to reassure them that it's okay to have mental illness, and that it's okay to go and use these resources. That's why they're there. They're there to help the people. They're there to help people along their journey of mental illness, depression, anxiety, maybe even substance abuse. There's a whole long list. Mental illness is a vast subject. So anything that one considers mental illness, please help another person out. Give a hug to somebody, talk to somebody. We need to make this like a global issue, as I'm sure it already is. But again, the more lives saved is a good deed that is gone without any like praise needed or anything. So yes, I think that's it on this topic. So please, National Suicide Awareness Day is today, and I think that we could all help by giving a hug or two, referring somebody to a resource center, or taking them to one. Just start the movement, people, please.